for sure. Love it.
Alrighty, g'day guys, welcome back to another episode of The Inner City Hermit. I'm sitting down with someone. We just spoke about how we found out each other and how the links that we have in the people that we know.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down with Ricky Domo, Brisbane's own musical genius. What's happening, my man?
Oh, just chilling, bro.
Just chilling?
Yeah, looking forward to the chat.
Oh, bro, I'm so glad you came on because I actually only messaged you on, I think it was like fucking Tuesday, man.
Yeah, man.
It was real quick.
Yeah, I was stoked to see the message come through.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've followed each other for a while now, and I follow a couple people that you follow, like Retro Rescuers.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and then I saw your stuff, and then, like, I've been deep into looking at your YouTube stuff.
Yep.
And, like, you're early into YouTube.
Yeah, man.
And the shit you produce on YouTube is, for someone like me, is fucking awesome, bro. Like,
I love
all
it,
the
man.
music production, man. How did you get into, like, talking it through? Like, what's the go
Well,
there?
originally I started off just like writing raps and stuff like that. And then I got a good homie back home, BVB.
Yeah.
And we used to just cook up tracks and stuff like that. And then watching him produce, I was just like, man, I gotta start producing. Like, this is crazy. So just from there, just started learning and went from there. And now, I'm getting into the YouTube game.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, I just want people to tap in and like watch the cook-ups.
Yeah, well, I think that's one thing you miss as someone who enjoys music and someone who loves music is you miss the process that's involved, and that's why I fucking love your videos, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it more like chilled, like vlog type spec. Like, not so much tutorials, but just like, just tune in and watch the cook.
Yeah, which is we were talking before about how like you sort of are wanting to even venture into like the Twitch element, so people can actually see you do it live, which I think is such a crazy avenue, man. Like,
I'm keen as for that.
That'd be so sick.
Yep.
Man, that's like it's an art form that I don't think people really understand the feeling and the process and how did you sort of get to a point where you were like, where you could, because I know it's really, like I just said to you before when I was saying how like my setup and stuff like that, like if someone realistically asked me a question, I wouldn't know how to answer how to do things. How did you get to a point where you knew you could explain it for people to really like resonate with what you're saying?
Just cooking up around like the homies and stuff like that. Yeah. And just bouncing ideas back and forth. Like I said before, my good mate Brad, like me and him, we're sort of doing it together.
And that's back in Mackay?
Yeah. So we're sort of just pushing each other to get the YouTube grind going, stuff like that.
Do you still work with him now? Even though
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I just sent him off some samples yesterday.
Fuck yeah, man.
He's going to rip them apart.
Oh, bro, I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure, bro. He's coming down in August, so...
Is he living here as well?
He's not living here, but he's flying down in August, so...
Oh, fuck yeah,
we're going to get it popping then.
Are you going to try and convince him to live here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, bro. I've been on him... like flat, like you got to get down here.
That's sick, man. Yeah, because you've got a couple tunes on Spotify now.
Yeah, I just dropped one recently.
Yeah,
Plant Wait Harvest. So
I love it, man.
Yeah, and
it's so good.
Did all the production and everything on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. What
start to finish? So
far out,
production,
man. That's
vocals,
crazy.
Mix and mastering, artwork, and released
artwork
all
well.
Independently. Yeah.
Shit, dude.
So that was like a goal I set at the start when I got serious about it.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel as though that's how you're going to sort of remain? Like you're going to keep doing it independent?
Yeah, I'm still keen to collab, but like I just picture myself like doing everything.
Yeah. There's something like empowering.
Yeah, well, I work so much and I just like all day, like I don't really like sending stuff off and having to wait.
Yeah.
Like not being impatient, but I just want to.
You want it done?
Yeah,
man, that's sick. Do you have you sort of like searched around sort of the Brisbane rap scene and like found any artists?
Yeah, I've linked up with a few.
Do you? Who are they?
Microphone Jordan Steez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to him a fair bit. I went out on one of his shoots.
Oh fuck
yeah, he's dope. Got Daily Grinder.
Yeah.
IMD. Yeah, he's dope.
They're all local dudes.
Yeah, they're pretty well known.
Yeah.
There's a few others. But
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. Cavalli, he just dropped a track recently too. So I actually met him in Culture Kings when I was down here on holidays.
Oh, for real?
And ever since then, just like being real good mates. So he always shows mad love to me.
Bro, I love that.
Especially being new here, like
yeah,
and he's a pretty established artist in Brisbane, so
that's sick.
Yeah,
I love the that's one thing. Like I got a couple mates that are sort of DJs, music producers, all that sort of stuff, and one thing they all sort of talk about is how everyone's so welcoming into it, and like everyone's so helpful. Like, I think that, excuse me. Oh God, this coffee's getting to me. I think that itself makes the industry just a better place to be in, and people sort of want to be in it a lot more. So like the fact that you came from Mackay and you were just welcome with open arms, bro, that's sick, man.
Yeah. Even like guys like Nubia and stuff, like when they got into music, they just, slipped straight into the scene pretty easy, because they were like sort of on the sideline showing love before they got into it. He used to show mad love for all my production and stuff, and then he just took the step, became an artist, and just, the scene just welcomed him straight in.
Yeah,
so,
that's sick, man. Yeah. That's so good. Like that is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
So when you came down here, was it just for a holiday or?
I was back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I thought,
you'd make the move.
If I want to take the next step.
Did you have? Was there much sort of a scene for music in Mackay, or was it not really? No. So everyone sort of moves to Brisbane for that reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Why Brisbane and not like Melbourne or Sydney?
Oh, you could go there. I've got a homie, Ezekiel. Yeah. He's in Sydney. He's going hard. Yeah. Yeah, he's from up there, and he's signed now to Universal, I think, Island Records.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's so sick.
So,
do you reckon Brisbane's on the come up?
Yeah, for sure. I reckon Brisbane's probably going the hardest at the moment.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Because there's a lot of cool artists here. Yeah, I'm trying my best to listen to as much local shit as possible. Yep. So that's really dope, man. Yeah, there's some good pages like AUD. Yeah. They keep up to date with all like the Brisbane stuff that's going on. Fuck yeah. They're like a hip hop blog. Oh, nice. So, do you guys have sort of like how most sort of genres have like a club, or like we spoke about when you were coming up, we were talking about the Triffid, and how is there like a local sort of area or a club that would be the best place to go for people if they want to see like local rap artists? Where would be the best? Obviously, like Corona restrictions, right? But where would be that like that perfect place? Oh, I'm not 100% sure. I know that my homie Ezekiel is organising a gig at the Flaming Galah. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, so I think that would be a good spot. And there's like that Valley Music Hall as well now. I think that's going to be a mecca. Yeah, like that's going to be huge, like, man. Just a good vibe. Yeah, I think so. Like, because a lot of my, like the bands I listen to, like I'm a massive, like obviously stereotypically I'm a massive June Rats fan. Love Violent Soho and all that. And seeing places like the Valley Music Hall pop up is always positive for me, but then I guess it sucks in a way that like those bigger venues, like, recently like Crowbar just shut down. Oh, shit. And Crowbar was like a big place for that like underground sort of punk and heavy music. Yeah. And I guess where one dies, you sort of like tap into like what's next, what's going to come up next, or which I think, I would love to see. Because I just love the hip hop scene, and I love the production scene that happens, and I'd love to see a venue that's just all for that. Like if you're like an up and coming Brisbane rapper, like that's where you go. If you're a producer, that's where you go. Yeah, like that would be fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm keen for gigs. Like that's one of the main reasons I came down. I just want to do gigs. And so with it, obviously the way it is, like do you do a lot of? Because I know like some producers obviously do like sort of DJing on the side. Is that something that you do? Or are you not mainly really in like just music production? Mainly production. Yeah. Yeah. I think like if you were just solely a producer, that would be something that you could go down as an avenue. But for me, I just want to produce, and then if I'm out, I want to be performing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sick. Yeah. That's and like awesome, someone like my homie BVB, like he would be keen to do the DJ side of it, and then we'd sort of just come together. Yeah. So have you done many gigs before? Not really. Not yet. No, so it's like, well, there's no scene up home. So yeah, bro. As soon as you're doing one, oh man, give me an invite, man. Give me an invite. I want to. Yeah, well, I'm hoping, depending on like what's happening with all this COVID. Yeah. But August, I'm hoping there's going to be one. So do you feel as though with everything that's going on as a scene, everyone's sort of banded together to support each other and really put everyone up there? And are you finding that? Yeah, for sure, man. That's sick. That's so good. I like everyone sort of talks about the podcast game and everything like that. And like, do I get intimidated by other podcasts in Brisbane? I'm always like, nah, because everyone's supporting each other, man. I feel like it's very similar to that.
Yeah, I've always just been inspired by other people's grinds. Like I've never looked at other artists and ever got like intimidated or anything.
Jealous.
Yeah, I just like see if like another person's more successful.
Yeah.
And like, well, I can do that then.
Yeah, man. And I guess we're at a point now where there's so many avenues. Like we were talking about how you and I both slept on TikTok. We weren't on TikTok and, like all that sort of stuff. There's so many different avenues now. Like SoundCloud obviously was huge with like the rap sort of culture that is sort of today with like Little Uzi Vert and all those sort of like that sort of new age rap coming through. And there's so many platforms out there like that. Like, we were chatting about how all it takes is for you to get a song to go viral on TikTok and like all of a sudden it's done. You're up. Like,
exactly.
That's sick. Like when it comes to the TikTok stuff, because like it is only a minute, like, and your forte is fucking YouTube vids that are like extended, which are fucking fantastic. I love that shit, man. What do you reckon? What's do you reckon be something that you could put up there on TikTok that you think?
I've got a few ideas for the TikTok.
Are you gonna? Should we disclose it?
Yeah, it's all good.
Go, bro.
I'm thinking about just like shorter versions of what I do on YouTube, not so in depth, but also I've got like drum machines and stuff like that. So maybe cook up like a sample or something like that, and then just like you could do live drums over it. I've done similar videos like that in the past. And so
do you find a lot of do a lot of other rappers sort of reach out to you in terms of the beats and stuff like that and ask
for sure, man.
How does that go? Like you'd probably know more than me about this, but if someone was to use your music and it blows up, what's sort of if you give it to them for free and it blows up and it's something that's really built them up, how does that, I think a lot of people sort of wonder like, how does that promote the producer? How does that help you if that happens? Yeah,
a lot of people have been burnt that way, but I think you've just got to, there's a level where you've just got to be like, all right, if I give this to someone and it takes off, then, if they're decent, they're going to cut you in on it.
Yeah, that's sick.
But most of the time, if I sell beats, it'll be through like a site or I'll send the licenses and that with it. So it's sort of a bit of a fail-safe.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
Yeah, but most of the time, if something blows right up with a label, they have to come back to the producer and follow the procedures. So there's a bit of like a bit of safety around that. Yeah, for sure. Like if you just want to send out beats without any sort of license, well, then if something happens and you don't get cut in, well, it's sort of your fault.
Yeah.
So even just in the email, you can just put a little footer saying like, I still own the rights to this. This beat.
Because I always get concerned about mine. Like I got some intro music. I'm actually gonna hit you up at the end of this because I want you to make some intro music
for
for
sure,
me.
bro. I got you.
I want to get it local. But the guy that I get my music from, Lake Inspired, it's very like lo-fi.
Oh yeah, I know Lake Inspired.
Yeah, man. And he puts all his stuff out.
He's dope, bro.
Dude, his stuff is unreal. Like so sick.
I'm a big fan of his.
I'm massive,
videos.
man. I always have all of his stuff sort of playing as I'm editing and stuff like that. So I am a genuine fan. Like it's not as if I just found something. I went, oh, that's sick. I'm taking it, but. And also like no disrespect that I'm getting you to make it instead of him and I'm shafting him. I still love him, but like I always get concerned that if the podcast sort of gets bigger, like because it is a free beat, like what's the go with sort of the music then?
Yeah,
like,
you just got to be like the way things are going now. Everything's like copyright and everything. It can pick up on that, like YouTube and stuff. So you've just got to be careful. I think if it gets to a level where you're profiting from it, then there might be something in the license there where you might have to send a split.
Yeah. So and it's a really odd thing too when it is like a podcast or something like that, because it is just like a small portion, like if it's like intro music or whatever. But you could definitely see like if it's a 3-minute song and it's like a song that really like goes, like I know it sort of, I can see it all the time on TikTok, and I don't know whether this is like you'd know anything about this, but like a lot of people remix the music that they put up there and then upload it as their own sound, and then you start to wonder like, okay, how much is this person benefiting compared to the actual producer of the music? And there's like a bit of grey area in there.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's heaps of that with production, like samples, and using other producers' loops
Yeah.
and midis and stuff like that. You got to be really careful.
So because you started from the start, right? You have a blank slate, and like I sort of know what you do because I've seen your videos. But for those people who don't know how a song sort of just starts, mate, I need some water in a second. How a song starts when you have a blank slate, when you have nothing there. What starts it? What do you need before, like, because I have no idea. Like, how do you get everything? Like,
it's sort of funny how
through,
like
man.
I get inspiration. Before I used to produce, it was sort of just hunting for beats, and you know, if you come across something you like, well, you just start get the ideas flowing. But now that I'm producing as well, almost every day I'll be in the studio cooking up. So I'll be cooking beats for my catalog.
Yeah, while you're talking, man, I'm gonna get your video up, and I just want to show people what your studio looks like while you're actually talking, man. Keep going.
So I'll just start cooking for the day, and if I catch a vibe, if I catch a vibe, then you know I'll start getting the lyrics flowing and stuff like that, and go from there.
I'll just get a still up of the studio.
Yeah,
there you
right,
go.
bro.
That's perfect, man. This one, yeah. Hey,
that's the
there
studio.
it is. That's the studio.
Yeah.
So talk us through, man, while it's up.
So I've put a fair bit of time into the vibe here.
Bro, I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I'm like a mad person for, like, I've got my little setup there. It's obviously half the shit's like here, so you can't really see it. But when you make a workspace that is like that's your thing. Man. Like, you know, I've got my Pokemon shit. I've got there. Every time I get there, I sit down, I feel fucking good. Like, when you have a setup like that, like, how do you feel when you sit down? Bro, yeah, I could imagine, man.
I feel really good.
Yeah, so
especially
like...
because I put so much time into it, and, you know, I didn't just go out and buy, like, all the gear.
Yeah.
No idea type thing. I've just researched a lot of the stuff I've got to make it easy, you know, like, even just down to the keyboard and mouse and stuff, like, the Mixmaster mouse is just like crazy for.
So Mixmaster mouse, like it's essentially a mouse, but it's got a whole bunch of different functions
it's just
on it.
like, it's just crazy. Like, even with like the dial, you can just like flick it back and it'll just like scroll to the bottom of, like, if you're looking through your sounds and stuff, you know, you just flick it and you're at the bottom. Like,
so
it's just like super fast.
Is it full designed for like music production?
It's just designed, I think, for gaming and shit as well.
Because you've got a gaming background too, man.
Yeah, hey? I love gaming, man.
Nice, bro. We'll get into that soon.
Yeah.
So you got the keyboard there, like with the keyboard, because you've obviously got like sort of, it's not just a regular keyboard.
Yeah, so that's like a MIDI controller.
Okay.
So it's got the keyboard, the pads, and all the dials. So that's just like my sort of where I go to first when I'm looking for sounds.
Yeah.
And then on the other side there, I've got a full size weighted keyboard.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a proper piano feel.
And is it all connected to
it's all connected. So everything runs into the laptop, which is over here, and then it plays through there, and you got the interface. So.
Oh, dude, I really love that. Honestly, if you want,
that's a record sampler.
Oh fuck it. Really?
Yeah. So I sample vinyls and stuff, and I can chop them up.
That's sick.
So I spent ages getting that set up because to get it to play into the FL Studio was a bit of a.
Yeah. So what do you edit out? You edit out of FL Studio?
Yeah, I use FL Studio now.
Do you think, how many other sort of programs are there to use?
There's heaps now.
Heaps now?
Yeah. So I started on Logic.
Okay, yeah.
Which is pretty dope, but once I swapped to FL, I just...
Yeah.
I
what
really
makes
took off with it.
What makes a good production sort of program? Like, what really makes it?
For me, it's just like the piano roll.
Yeah.
So that's like where you actually make your melodies and stuff.
Yeah.
In FL, I think it's just like really dope compared to other ones.
Yeah.
So I've got mates who use Ableton and Logic, and once I switched to FL, it was...
Different game.
Yeah, I think it's just perfect.
Yeah. So do you think it's like also, you know, what you're sort of producing, the program will sort of help whatever you're producing?
I think FL's like really good for hip hop.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
Fuck
a lot of house producers and stuff use Ableton.
Okay.
Ableton's dope, but even the look of it, I just don't like.
Yeah.
FL, when I open FL up,
That's funny how it's like that, man. See, I use GarageBand, and people, not GarageBand, iMovie, and people still grill me for using iMovie, but like I saw like Final Cut Pro, and man, if I see too many buttons, like too many things, I just weak out, man. I can't fucking concentrate. But like iMovie is just so simple. It's just like layers are there. Like obviously I can't do amazing things, but for like obviously my content, it's not, I don't need to do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
well, I like Adobe for editing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
If I'm gonna do video editing or Photoshop, because like part of what I do, I have to do that for like posting my beats and stuff.
Yeah.
So I use a lot of Photoshop and Premiere Pro. I try to get into After Effects a little bit, but that's just a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't really have time for that.
Where do you so if you have sort of a new program, like how do you do a lot of research into it, or is it a lot of play?
Yeah.
You just play around?
A lot of play. Like I've always been someone to just bust something out the box and not read the instructions.
Yeah,
and
man.
then use it and then find out like it's got all these other features. So now I try and take my time watching tutorials and really learning the program.
Definitely, man. That's one thing I think I've said to a lot of people, that I was exactly the same, bro.
Yeah.
I even this, man, I got it out of the box, didn't fucking look at anything, was just like, let's plug it in, let's record. And it wasn't until I sort of sat down and, you know, it's like anything, man. You can know how to use something, but you don't really know how to actually use something.
Sure.
It's like the cameras too, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even working those around, like there's a lot of things that I fucked up with and I didn't sort of learn, and then actually taking the time to learn.
Yeah.
And I think especially something like this is something that people will need to, like, you can't just pick this equipment up and know what you're doing. Like I can imagine it's like anything. It's like you need reps, you need time, you need do you so do you still now, are you still finding that you're learning new shit about
all the time, man? I think with FL, like I'm finally at a level now where there's not really much I don't know about the program. So now when I get an idea, I can just get it happening. But before, you'd have these ideas and you couldn't really get it out. Yeah. But now there's like no limitations there.
Yeah. So you've got this now, which I fucking love. I think it's like a crazy. And I was just about to say, I actually like, it sounds, I don't even know if you did this on purpose, but I stayed watching the video because I loved your setup. Yeah, there was something in my head that I really liked. I like the neon, I like the lighting, I like the set. I'm really an organized person, despite what my fucking house looks like right now.
Well, I'm the same, man. Like my studio is always but like, I get messy in other areas, but I feel like
oath, man, I
can't work in my studio if it's messy.
Yeah, man, and it's one of my dreams, man, is like I would love to get a studio and just have a permanent setup what I've, and like seeing, honestly, man, I'm so jealous. Like it's so mad, and it's so awesome seeing, like, the thing I love about your videos, bro, is you're genuinely happy when you're recording it. Like when I see someone with genuine happiness, like I follow a couple of people that do like Pokemon card openings, and like that you can see that they're genuinely happy to be in there, and you know, and that's the best thing.
That's the key to it. Like,
that's it, man. Everything, it makes you happy. It like, someone asked me last night actually, after my football game, like, what do you want out of the podcast? And then like literally as I'm talking to you and I'm looking at this, I'm like, this
just
is
to be
sick.
happy.
Like,
bro.
And
I think that's important. Because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and you know, you're only going to go so far with it. Yeah. But for me, you know, like yesterday, I can just wake up, go in here and just work until I just go to bed. Like there's like, I can just hyper focus all day on that. So.
That's wild. So random question, man. Like, you know, you said you could focus and stuff like that. Like, were you doing this while you were in school as well?
No. Like, I played instruments and stuff.
Yeah, so you were into music?
Yeah, but nothing too crazy. I sort of am trying to go harder with the piano and stuff now. Yeah. But some, like my brothers and sisters and that, especially my sister learnt piano, and I thought, you know, I don't really want to learn piano, but now I'm like, damn, I wish I
keep that up.
I wish I learnt it. I wish I learnt piano when I was younger, because now it would have benefited me so much. But back then I didn't really know what lane I was going to end up in.
I got a mate, a fucking good mate of mine. He's one of the greatest blokes I've ever met. His name's Luke Hester, but he's a DJ, man. And he started DJing, and his origin of music was he played trumpet. He was a trumpet player.
Yeah, that's cool. Like,
and he like you know, his love of music started with trumpet. And like, for someone like me, when I hear that, like, because I have a very like big sport background, so like it was like you chose a sport, you play sport the whole way through. You don't sort of change sports. And to see the comparison between playing trumpet, like I've seen him do like the last post and stuff on trumpet or whatever the instrument is for that, and then to see him then like smashing like a DJ set, I'm just like, it's amazing to see that this has turned into this. Like, that's wild. So like, what was the main sort of like, when was the moment where you sort of were playing with instruments and then you just maybe saw something online to do with production, you were like, fuck, I want to do that, like that's what I want to do?
I think it was we were chilling at my place, and my homie Brad was around, and he was just cooking up, and I thought, I've often thought about getting in production, but I played around with it probably 5 or 6 years ago. Just like I got FL and had a bit of a play, but didn't go too hard. But then when I got like really inspired one day, and I just, I got FL downloaded and got some gear.
Yeah.
Just started small and then built it up.
That's a bit like, how small did you start? Because I feel like people have this weird perception of you need to have all the gear to start something. Like, how small are we talking, man?
Just a MIDI keyboard, a laptop, and just the BX5s, which are the tiny black speakers there.
Okay, yeah.
And just started with that.
You know what I love about that? You still have those speakers.
Yeah,
that's sick, sure. Man. Like, that is so sick.
I've kept them because it's all part of the.
Man, I've still the podcast for me started with a USB mic from eBay for $10, and I have this weird connection now with that microphone. Like, I have it literally sits behind me there, and I've given away a couple. Like, I've had a couple sort of USB ones that I'm like, fuck it, I don't need this, but. That first one, bro, I'm never gonna give it away. For sure, like, man. I'll never. It's gonna be something that, like, if who knows? Like, it'll be very similar for you if it gets big. If we get big,
you got to keep it.
It's gonna be one of those things that you just keep like, holy shit, that was my first microphone. Or like, do you still have that first MIDI keyboard you had?
Yeah, well, that's it.
Is that it there?
Yeah,
like, that's it.
Yeah,
fuck, that's it. So dope. So it's still in the setup and everything.
It's played up a little bit recently, but it's still going pretty strong.
That hurts bad when that OG thing plays up.
It's like, it's part of the come up. I don't really want to get rid of it.
Yeah, man. But
I'll always keep it.
Yeah. So, like, when you got into it, who were some of the people that you were watching that you were like, fuck, like, they've really, because we spoke about, like, before the podcast, like, Kenny Beats. I love Kenny Beats, and this is one of the reasons why I saw yours, and it was very Kenny Beats-esque, and like, that's what the way Kenny Beats works, and he like sort of ties in like his own personality with it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best thing about it. Yeah. So Kenny Beats obviously was a big one, but was there anyone else that
Kenny Beats, Mac Miller. I'm a massive fan of Mac Miller.
Dude, I cried like a bitch.
Oh, bro,
I cried like a bitch, man.
Man.
Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza is arguably for me the greatest song ever. Like, that's why I think I love Jack Harlow so much. Jack Harlow for me is now obviously different waves, but he's very much getting to that point where I'm feeling like he's like, that's how I'm looking at him. But man, Mac, like, that was rough. Yeah, bro. That was real rough.
Well, he was like one of the artists that pushed me across the line to actually start putting music out altogether. So it was really heartbreaking for what happened. But
I remember waking up, and I remember I was here, and I just sat on the front of my bed just crying, man.
It's bullshit,
I still got a Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza tattoo planned, man.
Yeah. I got a portrait of Mac
really?
on my guts,
Dude, that's sick.
So,
I need to see that. Not now, but I'm going to see that soon.
I just pay respect to him.
Yeah, man.
Other than that, like, I'm pretty old school, like, Big L, Tupac, Nas, all that.
Fuck yeah, like the old school
Wu-Tang Clan,
dude,
all
I love
them.
Wu-Tang.
Like, that's
got that Wu-Tang tattoo on my leg, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So that's sort of what inspires me to do a lot of the boom bap, old school style. And I'm getting into like more of the trap soul, like Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, Kalani type stuff. Like,
nice.
That's sort of a lane that I'm going down now with.
That's sick. I think it's kind of funny how people assume that if you make one style of music, that's the only style of music you make. Like, I think one thing that always makes me laugh is like when an artist comes out and does something different, they get grilled for it. And it's like, why are you grilling them for doing something that is making them sort of obviously more, it shows that they have more talent. You know what I mean? Like, that's
I believe that too. Like, for me, music is just like a way to like deal with like problems and express myself. So depending what I'm feeling at the time, that's going to be what I put out. I'm not just pumping out like a product. Some people are just pushing it for like
product.
for the
that's
hype,
huge, man.
So for me, it's like it has like a meaning behind it.
And that word product is like so powerful when we talk about music, because it's like people, it is viewed as a product in a way. Like there's people who make a lot of money off it, but you know, you can't take away from the fact that people always talk about, even people like OG people like Chris Brown, who like, you can't tell me he doesn't still love the process of music, but everyone sort of looks at it now as like, oh, he makes money off it. He wants money from it. It's like, even those people that make heaps of money, there's a reason they're still doing it. Like Drake's getting grilled for doing drill rap. It's like, man, let the dude experiment. Like, don't let him get locked into this like one style.
He's at a point now that no matter what he does, someone's going to grill him.
Yeah.
Because he's just so far up. So I think he wouldn't be really worried about that. But, you know, people are always going to, try and knock you back down when you try something new.
Do you feel, is there like, in a way, you know, if it does blow up or for any reason, is there a part of you that is sort of like, fuck, I really don't want to get to that point where I'm copping shit on the daily?
Well, I'm pretty low key, so it would be hard to like deal with that.
Yeah.
But I just block it out.
Fuck yeah, man.
I think,
Have you copped any?
Oh, not really.
That's good.
Not really.
That's what I'm finding, man.
I'm pretty easy to get along with.
You are a nice guy, bro.
Yeah, so I just want to, like, my goal is just to inspire people. Like,
you do.
You know, like my last track I put out, even just a couple messages or even just the one message of saying that, like, it's helped someone get the ball rolling and stuff. So, like, for me, that's like an achievement for me, like done and dusted.
Yeah, it's top of my like songs. Cool. Number 4 down, just under Drake, and Lil Mosey. So
that's all right.
Two big names, bro.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, bro.
Yeah, that's. I genuinely love the music. Like people always ask me sort of, where do I get the people that come on the podcast or whatever, and honestly, they're people like you that just I watch their content. Like, you know, everyone sort of goes, oh, like, you know, you should aim for like the famous people. And in a way, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why, man? Why not talk to people, like connect with people that inspire me? And like seeing your stuff, seeing the shit you post online, seeing all that inspires me, man.
Yeah,
like,
appreciate it, bro.
Nah, it's sick, man. It's good.
That's like the goal for me, is just to inspire people, because music's helped me through like so much stuff.
Fuck yeah,
growing up. So I just want to give back.
Dude, that's so pure. That's the best thing about it.
And now that I'm sort of doing my own production, I can really narrow in on like what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because before, like, still had dope beats from my homies and that, but now I can really just do the whole package.
Yeah. Are you thinking of so do you do like voice recordings out of that, like vocals and stuff too?
So I don't record vocals through this mic. Okay. That's just more for when I do cook-ups and when I get into the live streams. So just on the other side here, I have like a small vocal booth.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that's got like my proper condenser mic in there.
Yeah. So how often do you get in there and how often do you sort of lay out some raps and stuff like that?
Just depends. Like if I'm cooking a beat I like.
Yeah.
And it turns into like a track that I'm going to do, I'll just start recording.
Oh, that's so
normally,
sick, man.
While I've got the idea hot, I'll record what I can, and then I'll take it away and just like perfect it.
Yeah. So as you're sort of producing the beats and you're listening to it, do you hear, like, you sort of start to line in words and you start like, do you feel that?
Yeah. So the other day I was cooking a beat for my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
which is plug it.
Ricky Domo. So I've got two channels. I've got Ricky Domo, and I've just started another one, Ricky Domo Beats, because I want to keep it separate. For selling beats and stuff, I want to just have that as a place people can go to.
Yeah.
And now I'm just going to have like my vlogs and cook-ups on my main channel.
Awesome,
so it'll just be like sort of like my everyday life on Ricky Domo.
Love it, man.
So
that's sick. So yeah,
keep it separate. I was going to keep everything on the one channel, but just from the research I've done, I'm going to split it up.
It's good to split. That's one Kia, my girlfriend, she's a business whiz, man. She's an animal. She said, you need to separate your Pokemon shit. And I said, why? I don't want to. She goes, do it. And I said, okay. Next minute, like 5,000 followers on TikTok. I was like, I need to start listening to her, man.
And consistent. Like, that's one thing I've sort of struggled with, is being consistent.
Yeah.
Because I might have a plan for the day to get beats up, and then, you know, I catch a vibe for a song, and all of a sudden I'm recording, and then, you know, the day's gone. But it's not a bad thing, but I've got to just get my priorities sort of in order.
I was very similar to that, man. I was so hyped on like as much content as possible and just constantly bang, 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 bang. And I found that not only was I felt bad for this, but the podcasts that I was putting out, they weren't as genuine. I wasn't doing as much research on the person, and I feel like for me, I was lacking. And so I sort of narrowed it down, and I said, okay, well, consistency's still there, but how can I have consistency and quality?
Yeah.
And I just had to
get the balance.
Yeah, Saturday mornings and my podcast mornings, edit through the week, release one podcast, whatever.
Yeah, that's
then
good.
do Pokemon videos, then do edits, and that structure of consistency too over the two. Whereas, you don't have to. I think a lot of people have the illusion of, I'm like, this is coming from me who has not a big following, but
that's all right though.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A lot of people that have helped me the most have been
small people.
Like I'll go on YouTube, like to this day I still watch other producers and cook up. Like if I'm lacking a bit of inspiration, I've got some guys I follow online, I'll see what they're up to and you catch a vibe or whatever. So still giving back that way. But some of the guys with the least subscribers have helped me the most.
Yeah, which is sick, man.
So
yeah, but it's awesome like that, how you can build this sort of like we spoke about at the start of the podcast how we were just sitting here before, and you were even like, I was like, oh yeah, like I had the guy from Wacky Vintage, Mark Broadhead, on. You were wearing a Wacky Vintage jumper in an Instagram post, and then you were like, yeah, my mate does vintage stuff too. I was like, oh, what's his name? You're like Retro Rescuer, and I was like, holy fuck, man! I was just chatting to him the other day, and like, I want to organize a Zoom podcast with him, man, because he's got such good personality, and I didn't realize he's like from Mackay originally. Like, that's dope.
The Retro Rescuers, they'd be awesome to get on a podcast. I think they're really entertaining. Yeah. So,
that's sick, man. Like, and
that's the grind, and like, I'm fascinated by that. The reselling grind.
Man,
like, I feel like I want to go along with them one day and sort of
just see what it's about.
Yeah,
that's sick. Yeah, I had that same conversation with Mark from Wacky. I was like, I could go into a thrift shop and be like, what the fuck's here? And he was like, I guarantee you, if you walk into that shop and say there's nothing in there, I'll go in there and find something. And just honestly, man, I started collecting Pokemon cards again purely not because I was watching collectors, purely because I was listening to Mark talk about the way he views vintage, and I was like, I view Pokemon like that. Like that's something for me that I view. It has such sentimental value. Like I'm literally working on a video right now. It's a TikTok video, so it's only a minute, but it's about like, people keep hitting me up, what's your most valuable card? And I'm like, well, to a collector, there's no value. It's what's the most value to me? My most valuable card is a Marchant first edition, which realistically only will get me $40 if I want to sell it. But that was the first ever holographic card I ever pulled in my entire life. I will never sell that card.
For sure, man.
I'll get it PSA upgraded. It'll get a PSA 6 because it's not 100% good. But that card, it's got everything. It'd be like, if you made a beat, your first beat, like, keep them. Do you keep your like early stuff?
I've got folders of beats from my starter.
Like, how sick is that? Like, and
it's good to go back and see like
man.
the progression. Because some days I'll be like, damn, like, I'm not moving as fast as I want to or whatever with certain things, and then you go back and you're like, shit, like
I've progressed so
in
much,
like a short time. So,
that's sick, dude. Like, and that is the biggest thing in life is you want to be your own inspiration, and having that, you are your own inspiration. Look at how far you've come. Like, there's times where, and you'd be the same, there's times where like you said, you get down, you're like, fuck, like it's not growing, like what is it, why isn't it going? And then you check out like, holy shit, I started here, and like, look where I am now. Like, you can never you can't, all the money in the world, whatever. I think the more you're sort of in the game, the more you realize that, who gives a fuck about money, man? Who honestly gives a fuck about money? Like, are you waking up every day? Like, I always think of like, if I could do this every day and just, there's no money involved.
Just survive. Like,
this is the best, man.
Exactly.
It's the best. Like, you do what you love every day.
Yeah,
like,
that's the goal, is to just do music.
Yeah.
And like produce, and then like for me, the songs are just a way to express myself. But like the foundation is the production. So I want to survive off producing, and then just whatever else comes with it.
Oh man, that's so dope, bro.
And then the YouTube is just like the grind as well. So have the YouTube, the beats, and then the music, and then, you know, you can sell packs, like personal packs I want to design and stuff like that.
Dude, social media and just online platforms have changed the game for producers.
It's crazy.
Hey? Like, could you imagine being like, you know, I always have this memory of like 50 Cent in the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying, where he literally has to go to the fucking record company, like, oh, play my tape. Can you please play my tape? Like, now it's so, even though it's obviously more saturated, but it's so easy just to set it up and like go for it.
Yeah, well, you know, like that last track, I did everything there and like, I released it there, and now it's like worldwide, so it's crazy. You don't need like a label really if you don't want. Man. Like, look at Russ, you know, he's fully independent, just releases from his house pretty much, and he's huge.
It's crazy, man. And it's like, have you sort of had people from like international sort of areas?
Yeah, like, I work with heaps of guys from Russia.
Russia,
weird.
really?
Yeah, it's weird because it's funny. Like I was trialing a funnel, like a marketing funnel for selling beats, and I just targeted Russia.
Really?
To try something
That's
different.
So interesting.
And now I've got like all these homies in Russia that like they like send me videos like talking in Russian. I'm like, I can't understand you. Like, they're like, yo, Ricky, like. Yeah, it's crazy. Like they're all like rapping on some beats I made. So
that's
there's like a big scene there, but they've sort of been like, one guy said he can only just listen to my music now without a VPN.
Wow.
Because it's they can't even like
Another place on the come up is, and that dude, I don't know what, I think it's my anime background. I love like sort of Japanese, Chinese, Korean trap music.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I fucking love it. Like, you know, Keith Ape and people like that, crazy, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I was in Sunnybank the other day, so fair play, Sunnybank. Obviously, like a lot of Asian restaurants, and I was sitting in Little Singapore with my missus, and like obviously, I think it's like a family-owned shop, and the mum wasn't there because whenever the mum's there, she's like the grumpy old lady, and you can't hear any music. But the son was running it, and it was pretty dead. It was like 8:30 at night, but he was just blaring like this like Korean trap music, and I was sitting there, and Kia was like, my missus was like, "Are you gonna talk to me?" I was like, I would, but this music is so fucking sick. Like, I'm trying to work out who the artist is and stuff like that. Like, I think we get so caught up in obviously like America. Like, America's like, you know, we look at it like that's the holy grail of like hip hop and rap. You don't realize that other places have a scene too. Like for Russia, for example. Like when I think of rap music, the last place I think of is Russia. Yeah. But there would be so many artists out. Like, there's a whole avenue of the internet that we don't even know. Like,
there's
probably Russian fucking YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, some of the stuff they've sent me, like, even though I can't understand a lot of it, it's just, it just sounds hard.
Though, hey,
It's like a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's cool. So, I've met heaps of people doing that online marketing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just trialing different things.
That's sick, man. And
so I use BeatStars a fair bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
so what's that?
BeatStars is like a platform where you upload beats and artists can go on there and like research them and buy them and stuff. So that's like the biggest platform. But I've also tried funnels too because it's just a different way of marketing.
So when you say funnels, what do you mean by funnels?
A funnel is you pretty much advertise through an ad and then it brings them to like a one-time offer.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so like fun. Yeah, okay, sorry. So I thought it was like a music term, yeah.
Not a site where they get distracted on. It's just like, here's the offer, take it or leave it. And it's like pretty good. Like, you make it like a really good offer.
Yeah.
So
that's so mad, man. And like that, like the fact that you have people internationally, like, you know, for example, like one thing that's cool and one thing I've noticed is like, as an artist or as anyone who just makes content, having that connection to different places. Like if you ever decide like, fuck it, man, I'm going to Russia. Yeah. Like you've got so many people in Russia that would like be happy to sort of like hang with you and get
even
your shit
America
going.
Too. Like I've got a lot of guys there already that are just like, if you ever come over here, like we got you.
Fucking like
Kid
Leroy, man. Kid Leroy. Like if I don't think people understand how crazy someone like Kid Leroy is. Someone from Sydney breaking into one like the biggest hip hop billboard scene in like that. When people sort of, I was saying like, I got a couple messages when I posted his album, like, oh, why are you hyping this dude so much? I was like, you have to understand the concept of this kid. Like this kid grew up in the shit part of Sydney. Like, you know, he got out and now he's in a sort of like a group that's, we're not talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking, he's in like a billion industry now.
He's got a dope team. Like
exactly, like that's why it's so big, and he's so young. Like,
he's sorted.
He's done like the unthinkable. Like when we think of Australian artists, no one ever thinks they're going to get to that level. Like no one ever compares sort of like, you know, our rappers coming out, like, you know, even though we've got like, I'm a massive 111 fan, like huge, like Lil Dijon, I think has one of the best voices in Australia. But like having that is like in itself, they're big in the scene here, but to have someone like Kid Laroi like up here,
he's taken it to a whole different level.
Unbelievable, man. It's so sick.
Yeah, once you get a film clip from like Cole Bennett and stuff, it's
Cole
over.
Bennett's the king. Cole Bennett is the king. He's another person that like, he recently started doing those. He explains different parts
like
of the videos.
The back end of it.
Yeah. Have you been watching that sort of stuff?
I just seen like some thumbnails pop up, so I'm gonna dig into them.
Bro, I watch them all the time, man. I got like a little screen over there, and like as I'm sort of cooking up and editing, so I'm using cooking up as well. Yeah. But editing and stuff, like it's literally just on the screen there. Like
it's good to see other people's.
I think it just entices it's like if you were going to the gym. And you're like, your mate there's working his hardest. You're like, fuck, I want to work hard as that guy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's good to see like people like him, like young, and come into like a game where people would think it's saturated, where it can be, but just like
and I even think
their own lane.
And I even think though his appearance, like the way he looks, man, he's a like clean cut white boy in this like little gangster world.
Sandals.
Like, he's wearing like bloody.
He's a G. Like
and I think that's cool. I think people have this sort of view that if you're in a sort of industry, you have to look a certain way or act a certain way.
Yeah,
and like when I tell people I'm a teacher, they're like, what the fuck, really? And I'm like, yeah, but fuck, I love my job, man. Like inspiring kids. Like one of my biggest thing is, you know, people who don't like conventional style education, like don't want to go to uni. Like my biggest thing is like nurturing those kids. Like instead of telling them they're wrong and they shouldn't do it, how about explaining to them that there's a right way to do it? And that, like, I run a subject at school with year 7s that's all about social media marketing and turning like their Instagram sort of addiction or their TikTok addiction. How can we utilize this platform to get bigger? How can you utilize it to make this actually a job instead of, you know, going, that's rubbish, don't do that. You need to be a doctor. Like, not everyone wants to be a fucking doctor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not everyone wants to be, you know, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I've always like looked at it that way. Like with the social media, I've always looked at it as like, you know, everyone's always on it, and I don't want to be just like the guy who's sitting there scrolling. Like if I'm using it, I want to be putting content out. I've always loved to just like put stuff out, like create. I just like creating. And I just like sharing it. So
I guess there's sort of two ways. You can be sort of like a consumer where you just sit there and scroll, or you could be someone, and I've always seen that too, like you got red pill or blue pill. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to be... And I'm not saying that one's better than the other. Like, of course, there's... You know, my dad sits on TikTok all the time just watching vids, man. My brother's the same. But for me, I'm always like look at you guys. You're sitting there watching it. I want to be the guy that you're watching. Exactly. I want to be the one that you're sitting... I want to be the creator. Like... And I guess there's two avenues to go down. And I always find it funny. It's usually... I guess for me, it's a little bit different because I'm really loud. But... The creators are usually the quiet ones, and the consumers are the loud, outgoing ones. It's really funny like that.
Yeah, like that's like me. I'm pretty low key when I'm out and about, but if I'm creating, you know,
I even noticed,
in my element.
Yeah, I was gonna say I even noticed when we started, like as soon as I brung up that picture, you just opened up, man. Yeah. It's really dope. It's cool. Yeah.
I love it.
So, you obviously have a background in gaming as well. Yeah. Is that like, is this sort of something that you could see yourself have you started streaming and stuff like that for gaming yet?
I thought about just streaming casually for gaming because I'm not like a pro or anything, but I have like a good like personality when I'm gaming. Like fun. I think it'd be funny. It'd be funny to watch. Yeah. I get like really worked up.
Oh, bro,
when I game. So. It's definitely something I thought about. I was going to stream Ark for a while, but just with this at the moment, I'm sort of going hard at it. Yeah. I normally game at the end of the day just to blow off some steam.
Yeah. It's important to have that shit.
Yeah. So I've just been playing a bit of Call of Duty and that at the moment.
You PC obviously or
console, PS4.
Oh, really? Console on there.
Console.
Nice.
Yeah, just cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I tried keyboard and mouse for a bit, but
I can't do it, man. It's like so people say it's easier, man. I've tried, and I'm not like I like this.
Yeah.
I like having this, but
Yeah.
I think if I'm here, like the WASD, I can't, my hand, like all I need from my left hand, because my left hand is fucking useless. If I lost this hand, it wouldn't fucking phase me in the world, man. But like having just all it needs to do is this, I'm good. But fucking all that, man,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
tried
do
it. I tried PUBG on keyboard and mouse,
Yeah.
and I just got slaughtered.
Yeah. Oh, I get slaughtered either way, man.
Controller is just, I like being symmetrical. Like,
Yeah,
everything's just like chill.
I think, dude, with gaming, man, gaming is one of those things where I don't care what anyone says, man. Like, it's like sport. Like, there are athletes who are naturally better than others. You can work hard. Like, you could work as hard as LeBron James, but you're probably not going to be as good as it. Gaming's exactly the same, man. You could work but I just seriously think that there's some people who their fucking brains just work quicker. Yeah,
like,
really?
Me and my brother, we probably game about the same amount.
Yeah.
But he is just like next level. Like, he is crazy.
Yeah, man. Like those guys.
I told him he's got to start streaming, putting it out there.
That's the thing too, man. It's a sport now.
Yeah.
It is a sport. Like schools teach.
Well, he'll have
esports,
people
man.
spectating him. Like, he'll wipe out a squad, and then they'll just spectate him for like the whole game.
Yeah, that's
Just
wild,
like,
man.
Yeah, he's crazy.
That's cool though. Like, I like the fact that there's an avenue now for those gamer kids. Like, gaming now is not like, I guess you can sort of thank the FaZe clan because they're gangsters.
Yeah.
But gaming's not dweeby anymore, man.
Yeah.
Gamers are like the new fucking
For
footy
sure.
Jocks. Like,
I get sucked into streams all the time. Like,
oh, bro.
one of my good mates, Richo, he started a stream now, Mutiny Gaming.
Oh yeah.
And he's cool, like, good to watch. So I'll probably jump on for a jam with him. But so shout out Richo.
Yeah, is that his channel name?
Mutiny Gaming.
Mutiny Gaming.
He's the creator of Tide Apparel.
Oh,
if you've seen
what?
that, yeah.
Yeah, I know Tide.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he's
Fucking
streaming now.
No way. And
Yeah.
does he still do the other stuff?
Yeah,
as well?
for sure. But it's fairly established now.
No
so
way, man.
Yeah,
Fuck,
he's cool, bro.
You need to link him up with me, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a chat with him.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Fuck
He'd
yeah.
love to get on here.
Oh, bro, that's so sick, man. Like, and man, gaming's like you said, it's to blow off steam. Like, I feel like you can't just, even though like making beats and stuff like that is something that you love, you need to have that other thing.
Yeah,
You know,
for
I
sure.
said to you at the start is the Pokemon card thing for me, man. It's sure I'm making content out of it, sort of like, you want to stream and stuff, but it's different type of content.
Yeah.
It's content you don't have to try for.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's natural. Excuse me. It's just there.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because those things are usually the things that take off.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of, like you said, funnels it into like, it might funnel people into the music
Yeah.
and even with your stream, man, like in the background, what are you going to have playing? Your fucking beats.
Yeah.
That'd be
Exactly.
sick.
I've done a little bit of work for like videos and stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to make an intro beat for Richo
Fuck yeah.
for his stream. So
Bro,
yeah.
intro beat for me, man.
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
one, man.
Let's get it
I
happening.
would love one. I've always wanted one. That was
like a unique to
me,
it's
man.
part of the brand, really.
Yeah, and the
So-
thing about it too is, and the thing that I love, and I'm like this with my tattoos as well, is someone who's creative like yourself. I don't want to give you any parameters. I want you to, like, the best thing about an artist is they can, and I'm talking music, art, tattoo, whatever. Like, you could watch my stuff, and get a vibe of what I'm putting out there, whatever, and create that vibe in the sound and like, an intro beat. And
yeah,
like,
for sure we can do that.
yeah, man. And the fact that like you do art as well, eh?
Like drawing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit.
Is it more like?
Yeah, just like on the computer.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean,
Photoshop.
like that graphic design sort of stuff.
Yeah, so it's just sort of part of what I do now.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I love
Do you enjoy
doing
that as
yeah,
well?
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope, man.
Like when I was a bit stuck for ideas on the cover for my last drop.
Yeah.
So I just go hunting for photos and then it just all happens.
Fuck
like
yeah.
it just happened so quick. It was like the last piece of the puzzle. I thought like, what am I going to do for this artwork? And then like I just found that really nice like forest vibe.
Yeah, I love that,
with
man.
the huts.
Yeah, it looks
and then I just
nice,
dropped
bro.
it in and then just did all the writing. and
Yeah,
that
I think
with
that's
it,
the
so-
hard. Like I've got sort of a concept for, because like obviously like this one here, like it's pretty old. It's old now. It's just a fucking photo my girlfriend took. There, I look like a fucking.
It's good though. It's just
It's
nice and
alright.
simple. You don't want to go crazy.
Yeah, but like I was thinking now, like the one I want to do, man, is I want to have it so it's like beanie and long hair, because like I'm always like, that's sort of in a way like a trademark to me. I love having beanie long hair always. And then underneath, I want my face, inner city up the top, and then I want a microphone and a beer, like a cross button.
Oh, yeah.
And then my eyes like crossed.
Yep.
So it looks like that. And then Hermit down the bottom, like that. I want that to be my symbol.
The
and
brand.
like, I know what it looks like in my head.
Yeah.
And I wish I had the ability to put that on paper myself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's really hard to articulate a very specific idea to someone.
Yeah.
Who, you know, might see it differently. So I want to experiment with that with like a freelancer, but you know, I could go on Fiverr, but I want to find someone.
I've been on Fiverr a bit, and it's just hit and miss.
It is, man. I want to find someone who knows me.
There's
you know
a few
what I mean?
like good artists around here.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'll have to plug you with them.
Oh man,
yeah,
can you please?
sure.
Like, I'd love that. Like, it's the same with the beat. Like, I know you're gonna like, because you've been following me for a while, likewise I've been following you, so I know that.
Know what you like.
Yeah, you know what I'm like. You know how I act, and that's the key to like making that perfect beat.
Especially like if you follow Lakey Inspired and stuff like that.
You know exactly what I want, man.
That chill vibes.
Yeah, those chill vibes. That thing that makes you. The best thing is I want it to be like, you know, when you listen to it, you can imagine yourself sitting down with a coffee. Yeah. Like that's sort of, even though there's like, you know, or sitting down with a beer or like stuff like that, man.
Relaxing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking oath. Mate, we've been going for an hour.
Oh, really?
Already? Yeah, bro. I know. We've been going for close to an hour, man. It went
quick.
Dude, it always goes quick.
That's crazy.
It's the
felt like 15 minutes.
Bro, I told you, man. It's the best. Bros, where can people find you, man? I'm gonna tag you in all my IG stuff. So if you follow me on IG, you'll see Ricky's like name pop up all the time. But plug
just
yourself.
Ricky Domo on Instagram and on YouTube, Ricky Domo. And if you want to look at the beats, Ricky Domo Beats.
Ricky Domo Beats.
So I'm gonna start pumping the beats up on there.
Yeah, man. If you're watching the YouTube, I'm gonna tag it all down below as well.
Yeah, dope.
Fuck yeah, man. Get around this boy. Get around this local lad.
Yeah,
Brisbane, putting it on. I love it, man.
Heaps of content coming for the channel.
Fuck yeah.
I've got it all sitting there, just consistent.
And in a couple weeks or so, you'll have the intro beat to the Insta
for sure. Let's
fucking
go.
oath, man. I can't wait. It's
gonna
man.
be a
it's gonna
vibe.
be super excited.
Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Guys and girls, you know what it is. It's the Inner City Hermit podcast. If you're liking the content, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Inner City Hermit, and go follow on go subscribe on Spotify and iTunes and leave that 5-star review for your boy. Thanks, Ricky. You're a legend, brother. Peace guys.